Yeah. I was like, look at me.
All right, where are we?
Yeah, so when was the last time we recorded something?
December. I don't know the date. I got a feeling it was like the 18th. It was.
Well, no,
No, you went in the 18th.
I went to hospital December the 18th.
So it was a few days before that.
Right, so that's the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
Like, so that actually wasn't, on the grand scheme of things, that long ago. But it's just that our
Feels
lives have been
forever.
so hectic in their own ways that it feels like forever ago we recorded.
You know what?
But it wasn't
This
that
is
long
how
ago.
out of practice I am. I hit record and I need a pee. I should have peed.
You can fuck off and piss.
No, I'll hold it.
No, you suck at holding it. Like, I can hold it down for 2
I
minutes.
can hold it longer.
What was that thing you were bragging about last week when I came around? Like, don't you love pissing in the backyard?
I love
where you can
pissing
just
in the
go
backyard.
hands free.
I do.
You'll be
I
back
Bluetooth
within 2 minutes. I can hold it down for 2 minutes.
I'm good.
Okay.
If it gets bad, I'll just go.
Okay. But it does feel like forever ago, right? Like
Fucking hell,
a lot's
it
happened.
does, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, most people that will be listening to this right now know, like
Yeah. What's been going on?
it would actually be quite refreshing to not talk about another near-death experience in the hospital and more like first of all, like, I feel like everything happens for a reason in this world, right?
Yeah.
That's my firm belief that everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as a coincidence. And I think even though I would like begrudgingly admit it last year, like I feel like I was well and truly burnt out from recording. Like I've had some like loved ones and friends sort of all say at different times, like, your heart hasn't seemed to be in it like the last half a dozen recordings, and I think it was like, life was getting so hectic with my health.
Yeah.
And the effects it was having on my family, and how like it was such an emotional roller coaster. Then 1 minute you're gonna die, next minute like you're in hospital for months. The next minute like you beat it, and then you're back again.
Yeah.
And like I had nothing left to give for these podcasts. Like, and I think we needed like a break. From it. I'm speaking personally. I think I needed a break from.
Yeah, I was ready for a break.
Yeah. So what did you say? Like mid-December.
I got a feeling the date that comes to mind is the 15th.
So like just over 2
But
months.
it was about the
Actually,
give or take
that's
a day.
long time. Like
It was a bit, but you know what? I think it was good. I think it was. I mean, that was going to be. I had planned one more for the year, which was going to be like a year wrap up of like what was the best movie you've seen, what is the best fucking whatever, and then I was like, cool, and then that'll wrap it up for the year. And then I had thought, it'd be good to kick off at the end of at the end of January or start of February.
But like.
But we just went on, so we just extended that a
but
little
like
longer.
separately in our lives, we've had a lot of things go on, good, bad, but like all like worthy of a mention type thing.
Yeah.
And some of those things, like I'll take the blame for this one. Were like some of the real like I guess like energy consuming like crazy things that happened were like they were joined. Like we shared that together. Like I have a good way of like if I'm gonna suffer.
Let's spread it around.
Actually, while we're at it, what's Morgan and my brother up to? Like,
let's fuck them up too.
You know how much I love you guys? Like, well, I want to like, but I, like it's, again,
been
like, looking at the whole mental health thing, like, where I always tell people, like, I may not be able to make myself happy at the best of times or love myself at the best of times, but I know the people around me, I can make them happy, them laugh or whatever, and that energy is like I feed off that, and that in turn is what sort of gets me through. But like the flip side to that is if I'm the reason why in any way you are angry or sad or aggrieved or let down, if I'm the reason for that, like it's it's very powerful that way as well.
It takes away the effect.
The one I make like the biggest deal out of nothing sort of thing. Like, and I've used this example heaps where let's say you left your charger at my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll bring the charger with me, and I get here, and you're like, did you bring my charger? I was like, oh, I forgot. And you'd be like, oh, okay, all good.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm just like, oh, now like I've really let you down.
Yeah.
So when something actually massive comes along, like where, like it's really serious stuff.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how I feel like the aftermath of like hearing like like knowing what I'm putting my loved ones through again.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. It sucks, but
Yeah, but like
and I think during that time, like I think it was a good thing we weren't recording, because it was one less thing to worry about.
one less thing, yeah.
And
You can't like, but you can't heap the blame of what is happening in other people's lives on you.
I know that, but it can't stop me from feeling it. Like,
do you know what I mean? If it was one thing if you walked into the house and you're like, murdered my dog.
Damn, look at
then I can heap that shit on you.
Well,
but if
like,
it's like you weren't even at home.
Like, yeah, because Kiana always, like, if I ever drop lip around her, she's like, Dad, how many times we talked about this? Like, this wasn't your fault. Like, you know, like, she's like, I know that you'll be working and going to the gym and, you know, like, this and that, like, still be writing and doing comedy still, if, you know, but you got sick, like,
yeah. So
you
what
know,
are you going to do?
anyone can, you know.
No blame.
And I know that, but I still, like, have that mentality was like, at the end of the day, I am the reason why you are sad, therefore I feel bad. Like, but also in saying that, like, knowing that I can't do this without, like, the support of my loved ones. Like, you know. Like,
but also, you got to understand as well,
I
like,
wouldn't have got through it, I don't think.
Is it that they feel sad, or is it that they're worried and it comes out as sadness?
Well, one thing that helps me understand is, like, if the shoe was in the other foot, like, say it was you in that hospital bed, and all the news that came out, like, if it was about you, how would I feel? Like, that's all I need. That's all I need to really get a full scope on what you're going through.
Yeah.
Because I just, like, put myself in that situation. Like that would suck, man.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, like, really, like, walk in a person's shoes or try and look from your perspective or Morgan's or my brother's, like, and then realizing how many times I've done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you can't help but feel sad, like, down, but also, like, getting reminded from people like my daughter, like, I've looked out for people like my loved ones my entire life. Like, loyalty, where I come from, was a very big deal. Like, I'm a very loyal person.
Yeah.
So, like, especially when Dad died, like, I took great pride in looking after my family.
Yeah.
So I know that if the shoe was in the other foot, man, like, you know, like, it just sucks. But then we've had a couple of months off. Since we last spoke on here, we've seen a new year come in.
Yep.
Like, I gotten a year older.
Yeah, that's right. You had a birthday.
Yeah, like
just
last
like
week.
A few days ago, yeah.
Yeah, like Valentine's Day. But, like, when people were messaging me, like, I hope you get spoiled rotten, like, on your birthday, blah, blah. Like, well, like, our tradition at home is, like, it's, I buy Kiana, like, presents.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because, like, when me and her mum broke up 6 years ago, it was, like, the month before, it was, like, a January, like, so then the next month came along, and I asked my daughter, like, that year, I'm like, Kiana, like, you want to be my Valentine?
Oh.
And I go, before you answer, if you simply means if you say yes, we're going to go to Carl's Jr.
No, yeah.
So we did, right? That was her favourite at the time. And then the next year we went to Genji's.
Yeah.
And I think it was the next year I was like, I might as well buy her a present as well. And now it's become this, like, event.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so cool.
So, like, when I got out of the hospital, I was in bed for, like, a week.
Yeah.
And I was out of bed for 2 days. And it was my birthday and the next day where I came here.
Yeah.
And that's where I've been since.
Yeah.
So the last 2 weeks being out of the hospital, like, randomly the 2 days I was out of bed happened to be my birthday.
Yeah.
So, like, I got to spoil Kiana, like, and my birthday was action packed, like she's doing a hairdressing course, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, she's never been to like one of those real high end, fucking salons, you know, like, so I got, like, a $400 voucher for, like, there's a chain of hair salons, beauty salons called Vivo.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I got a $400 voucher, like, I bought her, like, heaps of presents. But the biggest thing was, so she's applied for a scholarship because she starts at UCO in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She's applied for a scholarship. But the way it came about was when we, like, went to register her for her course, hairdressing course. This was, like like start of December. The guy was like, "Do you want to apply for like the scholarship program?" And he was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Basically, everyone who is signing up for a course, like, you got applies for it, and they select a few people where they pay for your year's tuition and anything course related."
Yeah.
And but he was like, every single person has because it's just a quick click. And Kiana said no. She's like,
has an
"Oh, why
opportunity to
bother?"
win. Yeah.
I was like, "Nah, babe, you've got to be in to win." Like,
Yeah.
but then since then, I ended up in the hospital, and Kiana went out of her way to do everything herself. Like, so to put things in perspective, Kiana had never caught the bus on her own before.
Wow.
So then I ended up in hospital. Not only was she liaising, emailing them back and forth, which she sucks at doing, like filling out forms, sending them back, but she went to the big interview at UCOL. And the lady said to me, like, she blew us away within minutes. Because the first thing she said was, like, my dad usually does everything, but he's in the hospital. So, like, I even had to, that's the first time I've caught a bus on my own.
Yeah.
It was one of those, like, innocent comment where they were like, wow, like, she's doing all this herself.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time, like, they complimented her on, like, you're very well-spoken, like, articulate, well-mannered. And she was just like, my dad, like, they were like, she just spoke the world of her dad.
Yeah.
So then, like, the last part of the application is they need to talk to, they call it a student's guardian.
Yeah.
And at first I got offended, like, guardian, like,
Yeah.
the fuck, I'm not
It's
guardian.
just the PC.
And they go, no, that's just the term for it. Let's, like, basically, like, what support is she getting? Because we're giving these students a lot of support. We want to make sure.
It's replicated at home.
So that's only a 10-minute chat. But I found out later it was actually like an interview. It's actually like a process of the application.
Yeah.
Like, and then so it got to like the end of the call, and she was very, very like abrupt with me.
Yeah.
But like I tried to like humanize me because I know that she's making 100 of these calls.
Oh yeah.
So I was trying. By the end of the call, she knew it was my birthday, and like I treat her on her birthday. She's gonna have her first salon experience.
Yeah.
And I just got out of hospital. Like she
Yeah.
knew, and then she goes, "Before I go, Kelvin, I want to let you know something that I think you'll enjoy hearing." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And she told me about the whole like how Kiana like sung her dad's praises.
Yeah.
She goes, that's why I was really excited that's what got you through to this stage, and why I was excited to talk to you. And now I know exactly what she means. Like, you two have a very, very beautiful relationship, and everything she said about you is true.
Yeah.
And I go, what do you mean this stage of the interview? She goes, like to get to the talking to the parent part of the like process, the application, it's already shortlisted twice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I was like, because Kiana's really put her heart and soul into this.
Yeah.
And then she just like, without warning, just goes to me like, so just to let you know, like, that's the end of the application process, and I'm happy to say she's been accepted for the graduate program.
Yeah.
And started talking. I was like, whoa, because I knew her name was Amber. I was like, shut the fuck up, Amber. Like, pump the brakes. She's like, huh? Did you just say she's like, she's gonna get the scholarship?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. I'm like, don't just brush over that. Like,
yeah, that's important news.
and she laughed. She's like, oh, sorry. Like, and I was like, sorry. So you're telling what was part of I was like, what does this mean? And she goes, well, the first year is $12,000. That's paid for. And she goes, in order to do the course, you got to get this like starter kit. And they go, the first week is you got to have it, like, you can't like do the course without it. So you have 1 week to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's $920. And when I was like, holy shit, she was like, did you not get told about this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like, and she laughed. She's like, like, that would have been a heart attack for you, like,
Yeah.
because she can't like carry on with that. So you've been given 1 week's notice. I'm like, I don't have $920. Do you have 920 spare bucks? Like, anyway, like, she goes, yeah, but like the scholarship pays for all that, everything from clothes, bags, like, you name it, anything course related.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait on, this is more of a win for me, for Dad.
Yeah. yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm like, so $12,000 course fee, no. Like, and like, she was like, even if she needs a tablet, a laptop, anything course related, like,
I think she needs like 3 laptops.
well, like,
Some digital cameras.
She's like, really feel like a pair of Air Jordan 1s.
Yeah,
That's what she needs.
100%.
Even like they pay for like the bus pass, like whatever, like if she needs that or.
Brilliant.
And I was like, holy shit! Like I'm about to go inside and tell Kiana this. She's gonna lose her fucking mind.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll give you 5 minutes to break the news, and then I'll text her congrats, and then send an email through. I was all right.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was like, cool. And I got off the phone, and bearing in mind this has already been like a really cool like Valentine's Day / birthday.
Yeah.
And by now, Kiana's been like, I've sport the fuck out of her, like 2 hats, 2 t-shirts of Culture Kings, like $400 voucher, all that shit. Pure like Nike Cortez, like. And I walked in, like sort of boost, like kicked their door in, like, hey, she's like, whoa, she's dead. I was just like, I just got off the phone with the, like for the graduate academy. She's, oh yeah, and I was gonna have it. I couldn't like, I was gonna like spin a yarn, like, but I couldn't like not smile.
Yeah, you gave it away instantly.
Yeah, and I just looked at her, I was like, you did it, like,
yeah,
they want you.
Oh,
she's like, what? I'm like, congrats, you got the scholarship. And she jumped off her bed, ran around the bed, and like just nearly tackled me.
Yeah.
And I was just like saying to her, like, you did it.
That's
like,
beautiful.
you did it. Like, so that was the end of the birthday.
Yeah.
And then we got to eat whatever we wanted to eat, because we were contemplating doing a podcast recording.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
I said no.
I was like, nah, I want like a nice like wholesome dinner sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
because
then
you were like, I'll come over, and I was like, nah, bro, spend the day with Kiana.
And the next day I
mum.
came here, and then the next day I was in bed up until yesterday.
Oh yeah, and now you're back.
Yeah. So like, how lucky is that? That one day I was good was that day.
Oh, no doubt.
So man, like, I don't know, like, cause how old's your eldest, Sophie? Like, how old is she?
15.
Man, like, even when Kiana was 15, I'm like, you're growing too fast. But I'm like, literally, like, you're a student now, and you turn 18 this year. Like, holy shit! Like, this it's actually bittersweet, man.
Yeah.
I've been living like it's what's been getting me through the last month.
Yeah.
Is seeing her flourish the way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, oh man, like fuck, like.
It's cool, eh?
Cool
like,
and heartbreaking at the same time.
It's like Sophie's 15, so she wants to get a license in November. November she's 16. She wants to get a license in November. So she's like, I want to start learning to drive, and I'm like, I've seen you play Mario Kart, girl.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Kiana's like,
rough.
even she's like, I'm not ready for that, Dad. Like,
Sophie wants it bad.
And
she wants that independence.
Yeah, like Kiana's good with the whole public transport thing. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, no pressure, but clearly your dad wants you to drive.
Yeah.
like she's like, I was like, but you got to be ready. But I know, like last year when Kiana was like getting interested in hair and beauty, she learned how to like do her eyebrows and shit.
Oh yeah.
And her hair, and then one day she came out of the bathroom, like she was just like learning different ways to apply makeup. She's never worn makeup before.
Yeah.
And she was standing there in front of me, bro, like, like, we've just decided, like, she's going to be a student next year. We've signed up for her course, and now you're looking like this.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at her. She's like, what's wrong, Dad?
Like,
I'm like, man.
Growing up.
Yeah, I was just like, can you go to your room for a sec and not come out for, like, 5 years? It was like...
Go back 5 years?
But I'm very, very lucky. Like, I tell people, like, don't tell her the truth, but my daughter still thinks her dad's cool.
Yeah.
Don't tell her otherwise, because I know how rare that is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll break her heart when she finds out you're not. But
exactly, I don't tell people. But then my thing is, if it hasn't happened by now, like, I just think we're genuinely very close because of the relationship we've had.
Oh, totally.
And, like,
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but dude, it's just happening so fast. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. It comes up really quick, eh?
Yeah.
Like you just, and it's those little things that make you realise. Like you said, seeing her in makeup. Well, for me, it was Sophie going, I want to learn to drive. And I was like, oh God, yeah, that's right. You're that age where we have to do these things.
I had these inner thoughts the first parent-teacher interview I went to. Yeah. Like, holy shit, parent-teacher interview? Like, slow down. Like, and then now it's like not school, it's uni.
Yeah.
And now she's like, and then like looking at like working, and then maybe by the end of this time next year she'll be flatting. I was like, holy shit. Like, and she was like, you finally get to go like see the world, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I'm ready. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
See the
dude.
world? What's that supposed to mean, motherfucker?
Like, yeah, like, now I'm gonna be the one like, you want to catch up? Like,
Yeah. What are you doing?
what are you doing? Do you want to like, I don't know, like hang out?
I'll buy you Kels Jr.
Yeah, like, man,
Yeah.
it's I don't know, time's moving very very quickly, man,
It is. Yeah.
and I don't know. It's real cliche how people are like, oh, time flies, but it so does, man. Like,
Yep.
like, fuck me, like, I remember her first day of kindy.
Yeah.
Like, and for you, like, I reckon, like, because you've got 4 kids, right?
Yep.
So you got to go through this 4 times.
4 times.
But I can't imagine when your youngest gets to this point, because then you'll, like, really will hit you, like, this is the last kid.
Like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, like,
You got to remember, like, okay, I'll be closer to 60 by the time Brecken gets to 18.
yeah, like,
Because he's 4 and I'm 40 this year.
well, that was the thing. Like, classic statistic. I became a parent young. Right?
Yeah, I mean, so did I. But
And I saw a lot of like old friends and old classmates seeing the world, doing this, doing that. And I remember at the time, like thinking like I'm missing out. But as like started to get older, I realized, hold on, because now like I've got friends and cousins my age, like our age, right, just starting to have kids.
Yeah.
Or like there's been a massive, like let's say if I end up having another kid, that's like a 18-year difference.
Yeah.
Like I've got a couple of
lifetime
friends
gap.
that have like, and I can't help but, because we're like, we give each other shit, right?
Yeah.
So when I found out, a friend I won't mention, he got pregnant like a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and when he's like, oh, we're having a kid, and I was
Yeah.
like, you dumb motherfucker. I was like, you're home stretch.
Yeah, yeah.
3 more years, like, dude, you just reset the clock, like.
Yeah.
Because I was like, look at Kiana, like, she turns 18 this year, like, here's your trust fund to go study,
Yeah.
do your OE, but I'm out.
Yeah, yeah. But Jen made a real good point. Like, okay, by the time he hits 18, I'll be nearing 60. Right?
Yeah.
But she made a real good point. She's like, you can't look at it like that. Look at it like this. In 3 years, Sophie will be 18, right? So she's like, if we wait 3 years, like in 3 years' time, if we wanted to go to, say, Samoa, right? And I say that because my cousin's just gone and I'm infinitely jealous. But if we wanted to go to Samoa, right? She's like, by then Sophie's 18 and out of school and can, like, take him to school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, share the duties, the parental duties.
So
Okay.
So if come say the school holidays and we're like, look, me and Mum are going to Samoa for 5 days.
Yeah.
You guys are staying home. Soph's in charge. She's 18. She's got her license. Do you know what I mean?
Because can you imagine, like, the difference in price from going to Samoa for 5 days with 4 kids as opposed to just you and Jen?
Oh,
man.
Well, I mean, we're talking another $20,000.
Yeah.
Easy, See,
when you spin it like that, you're like, oh, yeah. Like,
and then she made another good point. She's like, even if Sophie's like, I don't want to look after Brecken. Let's say we're not going that far. Let's say we want to go to Auckland for a few days.
yeah.
Jen's like, you take Brecken, who in 3 years' time will be like 4, 5, 6, like 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's not a little kid anymore.
No,
Like,
so you can take him, and then he's got like all his cousins up there who, by then will all be, I think, if I do my maths right, will all be over 18 anyway. Plus his grandparents, plus his auntie and uncle, or aunties and uncles,
if anything,
I should say.
by the time you
So
do
it's
turn
like-
60 when Brecken turns of age, you probably have done it all by then. Like,
That's what I'm hoping.
because you're looking at it like, I can't really fully live a free life until he turns 18.
But no, that's not true.
No,
No,
you probably
and
would have
Jen-
done it
Jen
all
put
by
that
the
in
time.
Jen's put that in perspective for me. She's like, look, it's hard now because he's 4.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, like, I don't want to say palm him off, but when we want a night off,
Yeah.
like, it does take a little bit of fucking finesse. And look, and we've already had our first weekend away without him.
Yeah, you guys
Like,
are
we
very
went-
excited about it. And 'cause
Yeah,
it's,
we went to Wellington for the weekend.
it's already begun, bro.
I know. And that's what she keeps pointing out to me. She's like, this isn't like you'll be 60 by the time. This is like in it's easy now, but in 3 years' time, it's going to be easier, and we can do more impromptu, like, oh shit, we're going to Taupo. Look, hey, there's a deal on Grab One for a hotel for $50 in Taupo. Let's go. Do you know what I mean?
It was like when I was talking to one of my like mates, like she's a single parent of like I think 4, maybe 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, remind me never to complain about, like how hard it is being a solo parent.
Yeah.
When like, well, I kind of self-sustainable.
Oh, 100%.
Like
But she's been self-sustainable
for a while now. Like, who am I to complain?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a solo parent like you, but you have 4 of your 5 kids are under the age of 10.
Yeah.
And you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Like you and Jen are doing this as a mum and dad like
Well, not even mention,
team.
it's literally now 3 people.
But it's still like hard work. Like
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
so I can never complain about it because
Nah.
the stuff like the independence and freedom of just having like one like because I remember last week how especially Jen like how excited like a kid-free weekend.
Oh, it was everything.
Because like this is like really like surely there's one coming along like because you two like an actual kid-free weekend.
Yeah, and you know what that was funny about that weekend is like, so we went away, and like the first 2 days, so we went away Friday,
Yeah.
but like late Friday, and then we had Saturday, Sunday, we were coming home Monday morning.
Right.
So we would have like all of Saturday and Sunday there. Saturday, we literally did nothing. Like we slept most of the day.
When you say we, was it just you and Jen or
No, we went to Kirsty's.
So is it so you're staying at hers?
We were staying with Kirsty, yeah. So there was the thruple were together. So fucking.
But like you had all these like grand ideas
Oh,
of things
like,
you could do.
Yeah, we had fucking. Oh, we're gonna go do this and that and the beach and shopping and blah blah blah. Come Saturday, man, we were just like, because the other thing was like Kirsty worked Friday night, Saturday night, right?
But
So-
it's like it's what do you call it? Like, how often can you and Jen just like sleep for as long as you want?
Oh, and that was it.
That's just as like.
Well, like we got up. I'll give you an example. We got up at like 9:30, right, which was great. We went out to the lounge, and I'm not going to go into reasons why, but Kirsty has another bed in her lounge, right, and which is like makes me love her even more. So we walk into the lounge, and so we're like, let's go hang out in the lounge. I immediately went back to sleep, like unintentionally. I got on that couch, and like within seconds, I was out.
Because like even the way you just said like how you're like we got up at 9:30, which was amazing, and in my head my immediate reaction was like, you call that a sleep-in? But for
We
you
do.
that was just like that is. But the fact that you got accustomed to that sleeping life pretty quickly, like you
Man.
straight back to sleep.
Well, I can because I'm not a morning person anyway. But like fucking, but yeah. So like those years are coming and it's exciting. But at the same time, I think I've always been the parent who, like, because Jen has always been the parent who's like, oh my god, can you believe our youngest son is starting kindy? And I'm like, yes, I can fucking believe it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I've known this is coming for 3 years now. I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I look forward. A lot of parents look back and reminisce and mourn the loss of the past. I've always been, I'm excited for the next thing. So for me, knowing that Sophie's going to get a license, it's scary because it's like, oh my gosh, she's growing up. But also, I knew this was coming for 15 years. And I'm now excited to be part of that. Do you know what I mean?
I know this is a real pig-headed way of looking at it, but like, I immediately think, like, you've got it easier / I've got it harder than you
Yeah.
for this department. I know this is not even wrong, but like this is my initial reaction to what you said. Like, because the thing is though, is these feelings I have of Kiana is like, I don't have anyone else in the pipeline. Like,
That's
Kiana's
true.
my
Yeah,
only
I know
like
what you're
child,
saying.
whereas like,
Yeah.
I'm not down in like, you had the exact same feelings with Soph, right?
Yeah.
But my way of looking at it is like, at least you can still relive this moment 3 more times. Like,
Yes,
whereas me,
100%.
this is one and done. Like,
One and done, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like Kiana's moved on, like tertiary study, and she's flatting right now. But I've still got
What?
like if that happens,
Oh.
once that happens, like I don't have like 3 other children like to like cling on to a little bit tighter. Like that's it. Like it's
I'm
it now.
with you. I'm with you.
And I think like I never looked at it like that until what you were saying. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like at the very least, like to say in a least douchey way, like the it's a blessing that you get to do this 3 more times. I'd
It
love
is.
to do this 3 more
100%.
times. Like,
Yeah, you're totally right. Like,
that's a beautiful thing.
yeah,
like,
you're totally right.
So then I can certainly see your mentality of looking forward all the time.
Yeah,
Like, whereas me, like, looking forward means like I have, like I'm definitely in that category of wanting to slow the fuck down
yeah.
and knowing that's impossible. Like just being thankful for what I have.
You're going to be one of these parents who are like, you're at graduation, you're like, can I just slow down time for a while?
Yeah, I'm like that now.
I'm like, you fucking puss bag.
Yeah, I'm like that now. I'm just like, like
This is all just a bit
without
much.
the emotion, but just like, I'm not there like crying, but I'm just looking at her like, fucking hell, like this is.
Are you the kind of person who, like, when your last breakup happened, you're like, I finally feel I can breathe? Because I fucking hate them.
What's that? My last breakup? What?
When you end a bad relationship or you quit a job or whatever, you end something and then you're talking to someone, you're like, I feel I can finally breathe.
Nah, because that's all dramatic. You know me.
I hate that shit, man.
I don't like. Nah, you know me. I don't.
Oh,
nah.
I can't. That shit just fucks me off to no end.
Nah, I'm too like blunt and too much of a realist. Like say when it comes to like relationships, right?
Yeah.
I'm so heavily invested in that whole like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That it's like I also, on the flip side to that, believe in like not forcing things to happen. Like if something didn't go your way, that's the way it was meant to be. Like don't try and force it. Like change. Like instead, like realize that if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. So say like the last relationship, it was only like I've only had 2 relationships. This one was like a few months, like it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But like I didn't see it going so bad so quickly.
Gotcha.
But then it's like she was like being really emotional and like, thing about it. Whereas she was kind of getting mad at me for like looking like I didn't care.
Yeah.
But my thing was like, if, what's meant to happen is meant to happen. Like clearly, everything was going south like quickly. Like just nothing. It wasn't gonna work, and she was trying to make it work and cling on to like the honeymoon phase where like everything was sweet and rosy. Whereas me, I had already accepted.
And
so it makes like a lot of like say you don't harbor a lot of like things.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like all these health dramas. Like, it sucks, but like when when you escape death as many times as I have done, but like the first couple of times it's traumatizing, but like the third one onwards, it's like
a Tuesday.
If you go with my belief
system,
my belief system is all about everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, if I was meant to die, it would have happened by now.
Yeah.
So like, why else would I have been? Why am I going through all this shit? And my weirdo, like, I don't know. When I tell, especially like a lot of my white friends who just don't have any cultural beliefs.
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, this is airy fairy shit. Fuck off."
Yeah.
But my thing is like, no, like for however reason, like I've been chosen to go through all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, because it's knowing that I could handle. Like they needed someone who could handle it.
Yeah.
And then, like, by going all through all this, I can help others. Like,
yeah, 100%.
And as quirky as that might be, whatever it is, that has, like, it's made it tangible. Like, where it's like, oh, okay, I can invest in that because it does get to a point where it's like, am I just the unluckiest person in the world? Like, but when I put that spin on it, it helps me a lot.
Yeah.
So like, that's what gets me through shit. It's like we've talked about it in the podcast before, like the extremely insanely beautiful Brazilian supermodel I met on holiday in Thailand.
Yeah.
That was what end of 2017, early 2018.
Yeah.
And then she ended up coming to New Zealand shortly after the holiday, and then lived in Queenstown, and then she ended up with someone else, and then they broke up. And then when I got in hospital, she came twice from Queenstown. And then it got to a point where, like, feelings were there.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you want to, like boyfriend, girlfriend? But, like, her life is in Queenstown.
So you'd have to go to Queenstown.
I'd have to go to Queenstown. But the thing, my life is here.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, if you told, like the 2018 Kels, like like she's gonna want to be in a relationship with you, and you're gonna turn her down. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
she was my real life Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
She had the Brazilian accent and everything,
Yeah.
and like, she, you know, you've seen photos of her.
I've
like,
seen a picture of her, yeah.
And then like she did the whole like, you know. But if you come down to Queenstown, like,
Yeah.
I think all this has happened for a reason. And I think I told like Kiana, she's like, "Oh my God, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, but my life's here."
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And it like it does seriously help with those like really hard decisions, like make them seemingly easy, because it's like, because I told some of my like friends and like cousins in Auckland, like, oh, I shouldn't name drop. I didn't name drop. I said cousins. They were like, you know, like, because they've seen photos like of her, and not just her, like, but us like together in photos where it's like, holy shit, like, there's punching and there's, bro, you've given every one of us men hope. Like, look at Kels, he did it. He broke through. And I'm like, you know what, is kind of backhanded douchiness as this kind of sounds, like, you are right, like, you know, like, insanely beautiful.
What was the movie we were talking about with Will Ferrell there? Oh, The Good Guys. It's like, the old ball and chain.
Yo, boy, yeah, and it was Eva Mendes.
Yeah, that would have been you guys.
Yeah, like,
like punching so high.
And someone that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this person's name, but like someone that we know, I told, like, he knows about this Brazilian supermodel, seen the photos, and when I'm like, dude, she's flying up tomorrow from Queenstown. Out of nowhere, the one and only time in the last year that this person that we know made a hospital visit on his lunch break. Like, and it, like, he didn't tell me he was coming. Like, I just heard his voice. Like, oh, I'm looking for. I was like, that's Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, I said his fucking name.
I'll beep it.
It doesn't even matter. I don't think.
I'll beep it.
All it was like, you know, he just wanted to like. I think
he wanted to make sure the stories were true.
See for herself, and when, like, you know, said the gratuities, and she goes, "I'll leave you guys. You know, I'll go get some lunch from the cafe." And then as soon as she left, I look at him. I was like, "Right?" Like, he's like, like, but yeah, like, so that would usually, like, for years now, if you told me that scenario, like, oh man, move to Queenstown. That's all I need to do to have a woman like that on my own.
And it's also like, it's the thing that makes it like, it's not like Queenstown is the worst place in the world. It's like the most beautiful place.
No, like,
it's like one of the top 10 destinations.
But it's not the right time for me. Like, you know, with my health. And
I mean, one thing she's like, move to Palestine with me. And you're like, ugh, Palestine. You know
I'd fit in a Palestine, actually.
Oh,
like are you returning home for business or pleasure? Home. What, you're a Palestinian, Billy? Look at your face. like, like, you know, since then, like, my health stuff, a very important phase for Kiana's life. Like, my life right now is here. Like, there's no, like, so that means that's it. Like, it's very easy, you know, decision. Like, and that's what, you know, some people turn to the Lord, like Allah, Muhammad. Like, this is my belief system. Yeah. And it's helped a lot.
Turn
like,
to fate.
Yeah, like, because there's no difference between spirituality and religion.
No.
At the end of the day, it's having faith in a higher power that's non-tangible. Like, you can't see. Like, it's all about faith, right? Yeah. Regardless if it's what your faith is in. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's just fucking to help you get through shit. Whatever you're...
It's a mentality.
It's a mentality, yeah. Like, it's no different.
I agree.
Like, see, like, I grew up in the church, man. Like, we love us a prayer before we eat.
Yeah.
And
love us a good prayer.
Well, fuck, man. Some of my uncles, like, hate the sound of their own voice. Like, they'll pray for 20 minutes. Yeah. To the point where the food gets, like, it's cold. But, no one can interject because they're, like, the head of the family. Yeah, you can't just start eating. Yeah. So you just have to sit there, like, wrap it up, cunt. Like, and when it's like, amen, it's amen, and then immediately it's just like the fucking food. The taro is like, taro's an acquired taste as it is, but cold taro,
no good,
bro. No.
Okay, I don't know.
Like, it says everything's bad. Like, it's just, you know. But then as I got older, like, I was like, hold on. Remember we talked about this once, and I told you that fact that Jim Jeffries said on stage once, where it's like, it's a sin like homosexuality is a sin, and it was only mentioned twice in the Bible.
Yeah.
But it's mentioned 9 times shellfish and shrimp.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and you're
true.
like, is that for real?
That's 100%. I know that's
and
true.
And then you Googled it, you're like, holy shit, that's real.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I fucking have not forgotten that, trust me.
Yeah, like, all these like contradictions and stuff between all the religions, and they got confusing, and it's like, I don't know what I believe in anymore. Like I don't know.
Yeah. See, I flip flop between.
Yeah. What's your belief system like?
Depends what it is, but like.
I don't see you as a Christian.
No. I believe.
Jesus.
I'm all for people believing in God. Jesus.
Believe. Yeah, I have no right to.
100% behind it. I do have massive issues with organized religion.
Like,
not all of them. I think some of them are just fine.
Well, like when my mum starts I prayed to God last night. I prayed, and maybe it's starting to turn around for us. I'm not gonna shit on her belief system.
Of course not.
Just because I don't believe in it. Sometimes the things she says in my head, I'm just like, it's only in my head, but I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yeah. You can ask Santa for things. Yeah.
But I'm like, But
so I don't have a problem with that. All for it. I do have a massive problem with a lot of some, in particular, organized religions.
Okay, but do you believe in something, right? Like, do you?
No.
Are you atheist?
Atheist, 100%. So
what's the one? So that's like when you don't believe in jack shit, right? Like
no, you don't believe in you don't believe in.
There's one.
You don't believe
level,
that there is a God.
There's one level, but below.
Oh, you're on the fence.
Yeah, but you don't believe anything, but you got certain sort of belief system. I don't know, it's a term for it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I can't think of what it is.
But you're saying that you're fully a bona fide atheist.
Yeah,
100%.
So, I have struggled with this question for a long time, right? And the reason why is because I've literally been involved in what I can only describe as a very minor miracle.
Oh, like paranormal activity?
No. Like someone prayed, and their prayer was instantly answered, and I was gobsmacked.
Tell me what happened. Where was it?
Okay, I'll tell you where it was. Okay.
Was it at a church? Was it?
No. I had taken my auntie to do. I cannot remember what, but my auntie is very religious, and I've always supported her in religion, and we have a very mutual agreement that I won't rock the boat if you don't rock the boat. You know what I mean? Because we would have a very hearty debate about it. Shrimp would come up. Save that tidbit.
So what happened?
But on special occasions where there's been stuff at church, I've gone along to support the family because they're my family and I love them 100%. Anyway, one day we're in the car and I'm driving her back from wherever it is we went. I cannot remember, but I'm driving her back to her place in Manurewa, and just out of Southmore, and we get stopped by a police stop and they're checking warrants and regos, and I had no warrant or rego.
Right.
And I'm going, shit. And she's like, oh no. And she starts praying. She's like, she starts praying.
Right.
Hardcore praying. And we get to the cop and I'm all ready to be fucking pink stickered. Or at least green stickered. You know what I mean? Like, no rego, no warrant. You get a green sticker. Off you go, son. And a big fucking fine.
Right.
And she's praying. And we get to the cop and someone who we don't see yells out, hey, blah, 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 Bill Bob cop. Traffic's backing up really bad. Let the next 10 cars through. And I was and he turned back, looked at me and said, you can go. And I was like, go, okay, bye. And just fucking jandled it. You know what I mean? Got her home, went straight home, and went and got my regional warrant sorted.
So what was what happened? What did you, what was your, what did you perceive that was to be like? Was it a miracle?
I wouldn't say, okay, I think a miracle is
you said that
too big of a
you
word.
saw a prayer get answered in front of your eyes, right? So that's what you looked at it as, she said a prayer and the prayer was answered.
Yeah.
Was that
I think miracle is too strong of a word.
But that was really what your key feeling was taking
at the time, yeah.
It wasn't like it was a coincidence,
No. But since then, I've not seen anything. Now, Does that make me believe in God? Not really.
But then here comes the hypocrisy of that. Like, so she prayed to God,
Yeah.
like, can you please bend the law,
Yeah.
break the rules,
Find a way for
which
us
is
to
very
get through.
anti-Christian, right?
Yeah.
Can you break the rules? Please allow my nephew to continue to break the law,
Yeah.
which is a sin.
She
but-
didn't word it like that, of course.
You know what
but
I'm saying though? Like, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that is that like because I've seen like I think because of that Polynesian shit. I call it the Polynesian shit. Like, I've seen some really out the gate shit. Like, like say my pop or my nan is possessed and like dead relatives are talking through them, and we've got to hold them down.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of shit. Like, all the stuff that I can't unsee or so I'm like, but I don't know what that means. Like, that doesn't mean well then I'm a Christian or
No.
I believe in something, but I like. So that's what I was asking you. What's the next one down from atheism? Where it's like, I believe in something, I just don't know what. Like, 'cause I know there's a term for that.
There is a term. I can't remember what it was.
Was your flat out saying atheism means like you don't believe in any sort of higher power? Is that what like? In a nutshell, what atheism is?
I believe so. I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not Webster's dictionary.
Like,
See,
that's where like I can't put a label on what I believe. Like, I know I believe in something, but I don't know what. And then it wasn't until like it was like given a bit of a logical, like tangible spin on it with the whole spiritual stuff, replacing God with spiritual. Like, where it's like everything happens for a reason. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, I've never been a believer in coincidences. Like, you know how like I don't know. There's when like really unwoke white people, middle-aged baby boomers, are like, what a coinky dink.
Yeah.
What a coinky dink. Like things like I don't know. My dad's number was always 26.
Okay.
Like he won every raffle at the Princess every week was 26 because his dad was born on the 26th of February.
Oh, okay.
So that was his number.
Yeah.
Number 22 ended up being my like basketball number.
Yeah.
So that was a really important number to me, 22.
Sure.
And like Dad died on the 22nd, and his funeral was on the 26th. Now that could be nothing or whatever, like
something.
But like a common like thing you might hear from people like, well, isn't that uncanny?
Yeah.
Like I don't like know what it means, but it's like you can't tell me like all these little coincidences like. What are the odds that happening? Like, I was like, I can invest in the whole everything happens for a reason thing.
So deep down, this is honestly what I believe deep down. I do believe in there's a path you take, and that's your path, right? Much like yourself, that's meant to be.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like that idea, because I also don't like the idea of that I'm not in control.
Not in control. Yeah, that's a very natural reaction, eh? Like,
yeah.
So you're telling me, like, because my thing was like, when you're down in the dumps and all this bad shit's happening to you, and you know how people talk about how you ordain your destiny and blah blah blah. But it's like if we buy into that theory, what if like I was created to be that guy who just always comes up short?
Yeah.
That means that no matter how hard I try, I'm always gonna be. I mean, for lack of a better word, a loser.
Yeah.
So then it's like, I don't want to believe in that because I want to believe I could turn this boat around.
Yeah.
Like,
I also don't, but I don't, so I do believe that there is a fate.
Yeah.
You have a fate. But I don't believe it's like...
set in stone type shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a very broad thing. So, for example... Perhaps my fate was to have my 4 kids. However, perhaps my fate was to have 3 kids, and because I'm in control, I got 4.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the reason I had those 3 or 4 kids is because one of them is going to go on to be the next Jonah Lomu. Well, only one of them could be. But, well, maybe not. Maybe one of them is the next Jonah Lomu in women's rugby. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe one of them goes on to invent the cure for the common cold. And that's the reason I had to have them, so they could go do that.
Even things at that time seem really shit, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, what if that, like later on, it's like, wait, if that didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
Like...
But the other side of the coin is, the reason I don't want to believe that there's an overarching God is because, and I'll give you an example, is because okay, I don't want to name names, but the girls used to have a netball coach who was also a teacher at their school.
You don't want to name names, but you really narrowed it down.
No, I won't even, no, because they've been to a lot of schools, so I'm not going to name the school.
Yeah, okay,
At one of the schools they went to, they had a netball coach, and she ran all of netball for that school, and she was also a teacher, and she was the most loveliest person you ever meet. Loved the girls, my girls, loved all the girls in netball, like would give them all the time they needed to coach them in and out of netball, and would do anything for these kids. You know what I mean? And she died in January of cancer. Now, at the same time, I also know someone who was convicted of having child pornography and doing inappropriate things with little children, who is perfectly who is perfectly healthy in prison. Now, you're telling me there's a God who keeps the kiddie fiddler perfectly healthy, 3 square meals a day, in a cell, do you know what I mean? Or the beautiful person who loved kids and dedicated her life to them.
Yeah, why do you get that person? It's kind of that Ricky Gervais joke where it's just like where was God that day? Oh no, I wasn't there that day. I was too busy giving AIDS to kids in Africa.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You know, like he does everything. Like but so you. I
think the problem is that.
No, don't you hate that when you just spat some logic at me, like asking that question, right? Have you like sort of had these conversations with Christians, and then they come back to that as like, well, God works in mysterious ways. Such a cop out.
No, sorry, I don't believe that. When you have a child with leukemia, how is that God's work?
Sometimes it's
that's just shitty.
Yeah, like life is unfair. Like the whole like. Yeah, you start like you're looking at things like I don't know, like. Yeah. But then it's like you're not really meant to know, like. And then I go, I don't think anyone's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Their theory, like, because if on face value, when someone might hear like who has they're Christian, right, and they hear that you're an atheist, like, and they get really like look at you like, what the fuck's wrong with this person, like. I don't believe in, like, I'm definitely not an atheist, but my thing is, like, what's your logic behind, it's not like, like, because fuck everything, like, nah, you gave a very detailed explanation as to why you believe in it, so then it's, like, respect, like, that's as far as should go, opinion, like, exactly. But, like, I will give you that respect if you give me something logical in return, like, if I hear, like, gobbledygook come out of your mouth, like, why you're a Mormon, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like that. So, look at how stupid you sound.
The other thing is, like, I've read a lot because I love fucking learning anything.
Yeah.
I've read a lot about it.
Plus, like, the best thing to learn is, like, shit that that affects you deeply, like.
Yeah.
Because this is a hard, like, trying to, like, this is a very big side of yourself. It's like your soul.
Oh, yeah. So, but that's not to say that if there is a God, I believe it doesn't work the way people think it works.
I get you.
So the way I think it works, and I know this is a bad analogy, but it's the best I can do, is you imagine a corporate structure. You got the CEO. Let's use Vince McMahon.
Oh, I knew you were gonna.
No, let's say you've got fucking Jeff Bezos at the head of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Jeff Bezos is watching the guy packing books down in the warehouse? Fuck no. He's got better shit to do. So if there's a God, he's not watching you. As much as you like to think he is, or she, or whatever, they're not. I think it's a corporate structure where you got the guy at the top, and then a bunch of people underneath getting all the work done, and then a bunch of people under them, and a bunch of people under them, and so on, and so on, and so on.
See, now you've opened the door to what my belief system with, like, because if you're a spiritual person, you believe in guides and, like, like hierarchies of, like, there's guides, and then there's, like, certain, like, people that watch over you, but then there's certain levels, like, because some, like, medium lady said to me once, like, like, to the point where, like, there's, like, a God, or, like, it could be one or it could be several, but, like, that are like the upper echelon of like they oversee all guides, right? This sounds real corny, like, and apparently my like the highest, like the ones that like are the most powerful, most like influential like guides of for me personally.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mongolian they're Mongolian warriors with like the full like kitted out.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
From the Mongol Empire.
I don't know,
shit.
like, I mean, this is all news to me, and I'm not like, I believe it, but I want to, because that sounds like
That's boss, hey?
that's because imagine like your highest of high guide is like just your average working class like white male.
Yeah.
You know, like think of like Millhouse's dad.
Yeah.
Like,
At the
I
crack
sleep in a
factory.
race car.
Yeah.
What do you sleep in?
I sleep in a bed with my wife.
Oh, yeah, like like, you know, the
Yeah. I also, but at the same time though, so I do believe that when you die, or maybe not when you die, but you're guided by. So I think is it the Japanese or Chinese got it right, that you're guided by your ancestors.
yeah, but
That's what I've always believed.
God isn't. So do you stay you in the afterlife, or like are you like reincarnated or reborn into another?
I don't want to go that far.
That it's just, I don't know. Like, that's why I
But
just I
do
don't know.
believe that. Like
I wave the white flag. You know, those party conversations with people when you get to about this point.
Yeah.
I immediately shut the convo down.
Yeah, we're way too sober for this.
Yeah, I'm just like, like when the conversation keeps going, like about shit that neither of us know, I just like, I don't know, dude.
But I do believe that that you have family who watches over you, and they send you signs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I've been at my lowest point, and fucking had signs that it's okay.
Well, like, here's the buzzy thing, like, that's definitely right up like the Polynesian world, like especially like with dreams and like, you know, like that time at the hospital where my mum and I randomly had the same dream.
Same dream, yeah.
Which, how do you explain it? That's another classic. What a coincidence! You and your mother had the same. It was like that's how we communicate with the afterlife, because it was about my nan. But then on the spiritual side of things, like when it comes to like recurring numbers, like and I was just like, I was trying to ignore it, and then when my dad died, you know, he died in my arms on his bedroom floor, and looking up at the alarm clock, and it said 1111, which is the most like powerful angelic numbers.
Yeah.
And seeing that shit daily, like, again, it's just like, I don't know what it means. I don't have the answers, but like it means something.
Yeah.
Like, or it's just one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Every day. Like, what all that, Pete? Every day, like, because I have a folder on my phone. Yeah. Whereas like the amount of times I'm like, oh, what's the time? And it might be like 11:11.
Yeah.
I'll instantly take a screenshot just like that. Like,
yeah.
And I've got like just like, you know,
weird.
Yeah, like say like 3 weeks straight of either seeing 111, 11:11.
Yeah.
You know, like, so there's all these different signs, like, but then it's like, well, you can't be religious and spiritual. You got to pick one or the other.
No,
like,
see, I don't believe that's true.
Neither do I. Like,
I think you can be very religious and very spiritual and never go to church, never read the Bible,
and also not understand what the fuck's going on. Like, you know, I know a lot of things that I know nothing. Like,
like, and I also think that these people who pray to the universe shouldn't be disregarded as lunatics. It's just their thing.
Yeah, that's a spiritual thing. Like, you know, like
exactly.
It's a energy thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, but then like I think in some ways like talking to like one solitary person, like God, like, you know, like, so when my mum's like, I prayed to God last night, my thing's like, how do you, sounds like a crazy question, but how do you pray to God? Like, mum's like, you just talk, like, or
but
like,
my thing is like, how do you get the answer?
Yeah, you know how you hear these Christian programs like, and then God spoke to me.
Yeah, but how?
Or when Shawn Michaels like, and I don't know, man, just like God replied, he talked to me, and I'm like, I keep hearing that, but what was it? Was it like, hold on, I got a call. Sorry, I thought I had it a vibrate.
And what does God sound like?
Sorry, who? Guys, it's God. Like,
I'd love if God had an Australian accent. That would be my favourite thing. Yeah, g'day. Yeah, fucking God.
Oh, it looks like you're in a bit of a bloody conundrum.
Look at this. You're in the who's in the house and the whatchamacallits.
I told you, like, you know. But hey, the good thing about us, like us cunts up here, is you can live like a life of fucked up debauchery and sin, and all you got to say is I'm sorry.
Yeah, I really mean it.
You know, fuck. You know, you could have done some crazy shit, but it's forgive me, fuck,
I love that.
bound by biblical law.
Or he's an angry Scottish guy.
He's
That'd be amazing.
like,
No, better still, an angry French guy.
like, well, when you say like who would play God in a movie, even though Morgan Freeman is amazing, like when even Bruce Almighty came out, like
Yeah.
like I'm like
There's that
Morgan
theory behind that he's not God. He's the devil.
yeah, like
And I was like, that's the first ever fan theory I've ever heard that made sense.
like that scene where like he makes Steve Carell like say all that crazy shit in the newsroom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's gold.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like, or that there's another crazy belief I find crazy is people find that if they want to talk to a specific loved one, they have to go to their gravesite to talk.
No,
Like,
I don't believe that.
you know, like in that program Afterlife, how he always goes to the gravesite, like in order to talk to like. See, my thing is like I can talk to my nan right now.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to her gravesite. Whereas some people will say no, like to really connect with that person. I don't believe that. Like,
Nah. I also don't believe that everyone sticks around.
yeah, like to me, you're just talking to
No, like, I think we have some family members who stay and they guide you and they help you.
some people who don't cross over or
But,
whatnot.
yeah, and then I think there's some people who are like, I'm happy.
Because like
No need to stay.
because you know how it's my birthday, 14th of Feb.
Yeah.
The day before, 13th of Feb, it's not only my dad's birthday, but it's my nan's birthday.
Yeah.
Like they both were born on the same day. Like so, like I didn't sleep that night, and it got to like past midnight.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them like, but like I don't get like dad's voice like kind of like on an intercom. Like
Yeah. You just get the thought.
I get like it's kind of like every time I see 1111 or 111. Like
That's
for
it.
me personally, it's just like I get a warm feeling. Like
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's more like that's all I get is a comfort.
Yeah.
You know, like but that's it. But
See, because I've had times where like when my granddad died, that was one of the hardest things.
yeah.
And I just remember sitting there going like, and I was miserable, and like we had other things going on in our lives. And I was like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? And I just, like, at that moment, there was a sign. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to go in detail of what it was, but it was like,
Now, did
Okay.
you, when you were talking out loud,
yeah.
were you like consciously talking to someone or something in particular, or were you just talking out loud?
I was talking.
Because that'll be interesting.
No, I wasn't talking out loud.
Oh, you weren't, but
I was having. So I do this thing that I heard about from a guy, a podcast, and I forget the guy's name, but it was the old Nerdist podcast, whatever the host of that was. And his dad passed away quite suddenly, like yours. Do you know what I mean? And he was talking to someone else whose father also passed away, and they were like, "Oh, what do you do to cope?" And they're like, "I call him on the phone
yeah.
in my head." So I call them and like I hear them answer in my head.
So like this conversation was to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
And I
what
was waiting for
I
him to
didn't catch
reply,
that.
and he gave me a physical sign
Right.
rather than a mental
Yeah.
reply. So that to me was him going, because I know the rest is in my head. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
But that to me was him going like, I hear what you need.
Because you know when you hear moments of people who aren't Christian at all,
Yeah.
but like when their backs against the wall, they're desperate, and they'll pray. Like
Of course, yeah.
I've had those moments where
That's
but
fight or flight, if you ask me, though.
I will like acknowledge that like right off the bat. Like I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm talking to you, Dad,
Yeah.
or like my spirit, my guides,
Yeah.
God. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck is in charge of this fucking circus, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like what the like. And I'm like, actually, like, and Dad, if you're up there, like, if you have, like, I don't know, like, if you're watching, if you can see the person who's running the show,
Yeah.
go punch him in the face, like,
Yeah,
do
have a
something.
word.
Have a word, like, have a stern
Yeah.
word, like, because sometimes when it's just like a string of bad luck,
Yeah.
where it's like to the point you're nearly in tears, like, you're like, I can't be the unluckiest guy
Yeah.
around. Sometimes I'll look up and I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm just like, are you enjoying yourself? Like,
Yeah.
because I have those like I've had those like sort of like mild psychosis moments where like I believe that like I've been created as the joke. So
Yeah.
then I'm just like, so people are like, it's kind of like that Truman Show movie,
Yeah.
but like people are watching me like, look at this dumb motherfucker, like you know, like God, what a loser, like where like you know I'll look up and I'll be like, yeah, you know, are you enjoying yourself? Like moments where it's like, I said something to Morgan on the phone last night, and before I could beat him to what his reaction should be, he reacted in that way, and I said like, do you know what sucks, bro? He's like, what? I'm like, I can't even commit suicide anymore. Like, it's not even an option anymore. That's what I said. I'm like, suicide's not even an option anymore. And here's why. He's like, well, it never should be an option. And I knew that, but like, my thing is like, because like, it doesn't make sense now. The story, like 2 years ago, it kind of made sense. Like, I lost everything. Like, my ability to work, everything, independence. My health was like crumbling. Everything, like, and there was no looking like it was never going to get better.
Yeah.
So to me, that's like, you know, it sucks what happened, but logically, it kind of makes sense. I can see why Kels did what he did.
Yeah.
Like, fast forward to today, like, if I like killed myself tonight,
Yeah.
it'll be met with like not just heartbreak but confusion. Like, so you mean to tell me like Kels busted his ass to stay alive the last year just to end it now? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to me, like, more than anyone. So, like, even though, like, I want to, it's just like, nah, because now the story doesn't make any sense. Like, so that's what I meant. Like, I can't commit suicide. It's not an option now.
Yeah, good.
Like, but funnily enough, like, being so stubbornly, like, staunch on my views, it's actually taken away a lot of my suicidal ideations because it's now not plausible that I'll kill myself. Because it's like, nah, because it doesn't make sense now. So fuck, like, and like, say, like, I find that shit funny. I'm sorry, like, a lot of people can't joke about suicide, like, but like, because I was telling my brother this, and he didn't see anything funny about it, like, but I found it hilarious. I'm like, I'm just saying that 2 years ago, that was my chance.
Yeah,
that was my window. Like,
you
know, but I thought like that window was always going to stay open. Like the whole suicide is always going to be an option.
Yeah, nah.
Now, like, he's just like, he couldn't get his head around, one, there was an option in the first place.
Yeah.
And two, like he's like, well, technically is still an option. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm so stubborn with my OCD and blah, blah, like nah. Because, like, say if the roles were reversed and it was you, like, it would be the moment I found out the news, it'll be 50-50, like, sadness and heartbreak and confusion. Like, I saw him literally, like, that first week I was in the hospital where I kept myself awake because I was scared if I go to sleep I'll die. Like little things, like, you know, to stay alive.
Yeah.
Because I really had to fight hard to like stay alive, like a moments in the last year, right? And after all that, then I taught myself, like, it doesn't.
But you do hear about people who are in that situation where, like, you hear a lot about guys who like go to war and they finally get their discharge papers and then they're like go on a suicide mission. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like, I get what you mean, like, but to me, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, look, I'm glad you're saying what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not fucking arguing the point.
Trust me,
yes, this is good.
100% seeing the glass half full, likeness of this predicament, but I could also see the funniness of it, like, like being like no, like, suicide's not an option anymore because now I've like the way I've fucking written this this movie. Is now it makes if I was watching this movie, like, what, he dies?
Yeah, well, that's shit ass. Yeah,
but 2 hours later, it's kind of like that movie Seven with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, where you don't get the Disney ending. Like, it just ends with his wife being killed.
Yeah,
her head's in that box.
Yeah.
It came out in 1995.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
1995. If you don't, if you're like, oh my god, Kels, like, spoilers next time, like, because I'm the king of like hating spoilers, and I'll be like, what do you mean? Like, when you talk about the movie Seven, I'm like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a spoiler alert.
It's been out so long, they should actually
1995, motherfuckers. Like, but you know how it's just like, poof, dead. And then the next scene is him in the cop car getting taken away, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Or in, like, the end of Gone Girl.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck, eh? Like,
I know,
I'm like, wait, so that's it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that scene.
Yeah, that ending, fucking, I hate it.
Like, right before that, the ending where when like he like is at the sister's house, and she's crying like, "Are you crazy? Like you're gonna just move on like nothing happened. I've got a son now, blah blah." And then it's like that's how it ends, like because you know how she reappears, and then like there's like everyone's like gasping, she's covered in blood, and she falls into him for a hug, and immediately he just says quietly like, "You fucking bitch." That movie, like, man, I forgot how good Gone Girl was.
It's fucking great, eh?
Yes. like I don't know why, like I think after Daredevil and the fact that Ben Affleck's banging J-Lo.
Affleck got a bad rap there for a little while.
I'm like he's banging J-Lo. Fuck you, ass. I was jealous. But Gone Girl. Have you seen The Accountant by any chance?
Yes, brilliant.
It is
Great movie. Fargo. Seen Fargo? The one he won an Academy Award and shit for it.
Yeah, I have seen Fargo. I haven't seen The Accountant because it's like...
Oh, The Accountant's great.
Because nothing in the premise or the trailer really gave much away.
It's just real good.
But after Gone Girl, I'm like, oh my god, on the Ben Affleck.
You got to go... If you haven't seen Fargo...
I've seen Fargo.
Oh, great movie.
Right back to Dogma.
Yeah, I tell you what, I started watching Juicy Girl the other day. The other Kevin Smith movie he made, Juicy Girl.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, he's actually really good in this. Like I've got to watch Chasing Amy again as well.
I know that Ben Affleck, like he plays a minor role in Good Will Hunting, like
he plays.
But there's another movie where I think it's called the River or something, like it's based in Boston, like it's another good Ben Affleck joint, eh? Like
he's done a few really good, like fucking real good movies.
Like
The Town was quite good.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to fucking say. The Town, like and obviously like having my background like career in sales, like I know like every good sales movie and scene.
Yeah.
And there's this movie called Boiler Room. It's called Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but Ben Affleck's in it, and there's a scene where the new recruits.
Yeah.
And he's talking like.
Yeah.
It's a like Ben Affleck's gangster in that fucking.
By the way,
Boiler Room.
Two things. One, I think they actually should remake 7. No, I think they should do a sequel to 7. And not call it 8. But do a sequel to 7, right? And this time, you know how in the original one, spoilers, Morgan Freeman is a retiring detective.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt's coming in to replace him. All that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It should be Brad Pitt's a retiring detective.
Oh, so like, and there's another young whippersnapper.
Young African-American guy. Because, it's nice to have that contrast.
And there's a copycat killer. It's basically the exact same movie, but there's no Morgan Freeman.
No, different. Not the same movie, but like...
You know what I mean? Like Brad Pitt's now Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And...
So he's the calm, experienced detective.
I'm sorry, but...
And the shit happens.
The young whippersnapper has to be black then.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. Like...
Oh, hello.
Hygiene.
Are you bringing me food? Is this just for me? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Did. Sorry?
Some dinner?
Oh, no, I'm fine, thanks. What is it, though?
Wedges and... Salad and meatballs. We're just about to finish.
Oh, that sounds great.
So the young black guy is the new one. But the difference in the movie is like... You know how like in Morgan Freeman the whole time is really calm and collected and cool? Brad Pitt starts off like that and then sort of freaks out because it's bringing up his dead wife and shit.
Yeah.
Because there is essentially a copycat killer doing the 7 and he starts like freaking out. That would be a fucking good movie.
And the new recruit is Gilbert Gottfried.
No, is new recruit is what's his name? Like Danny Glover's son.
Danny Glover's son.
Oh, something Glover.
You mean Childish Gambino?
Huh?
Like Danny.
No, Danny
it's
Glover.
The same name as Danny Glover, but he's from Community.
I don't know.
That's the guy you're talking about?
Donald Glover?
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Isn't that Danny Glover's son?
Is it actually?
I don't
know. I just thought they shared the same last name.
I don't know.
Talented actor, but fucking talented rapper, man, like Childish Gambino. Like
No, not Childish Gambino. I don't even know who that is. But like the guy from Tenet.
I don't know what Tenet is.
Oh. Okay.
But is he in the program Community?
I don't know.
You haven't seen Community?
I don't know.
I finally got one of my, like, I've been bugging,
Oh, okay.
like...
Sorry. It's not Danny Glover's son at all. It's John David Washington.
Who the fuck's John David Washington?
He's from Tenet.
Oh, Tenant.
He's
Nice.
awesome.
Like,
Oh, he's from Black Klansman. Have you seen that?
no.
Oh, The Creator. That's new. That was real good.
But, like, I finally got one of my mates who's, like, sick of me talking about Afterlife.
Oh,
And it wasn't him that told me. His girlfriend's like, hey, Cal, did he tell you that he watched Afterlife? I'm like, did you, bro? And he was like, yeah, fucking cunt. Yeah, it was fucking good.
It was good.
Yeah, like, I go, I've just been watching movies. I don't have the attention span. And then he was like, oh, yeah, like, they were like, what are your some recommendations? I was like, you've probably seen most of them. But, like, two that they hadn't seen was, like, what, you know, the Onion one? The,
Oh, Knives Out.
Knives
The
Out, like,
Onion.
yeah, like, it's got Daniel Craig and
Yeah, that
Batista
was
and
great.
shit.
That was great.
That, like, and I told him about The Dirt, like, so he's like me, like, you know.
Oh, yeah, I've added that to my watch list.
He was like, what's that about? I'm like, the band Motley Crue, like, it's their, like, biopic. And immediately he was just like, hey, I'm like, you know me well, like, I'm not the
Yeah.
sort of person who would watch anything remotely like that, but, like, to be honest, out of all the movies I've seen in the last few months, like, that one's had the lasting effect on me, like, and then just a good fucking watch, bro. And he was like, straight up, like, you rate it over any other movie you've seen, like, I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
And he's like, a Motley Crue movie. I'm like, right? Who would have saw that coming? But, you know, because, like,
Those guys lived a life.
because a lot of people that would say, oh, you got to see that Motley Crue movie. I'm like, like, nah, like, you know, nah. But, like, if, say, like, the bro Dallas told me that, I'm like, coming from you?
Yeah.
Okay. And, like, my brother, like, he had that reaction, and I was nagging him about it, and he only just watched it recently. He's like, oh, by the way, I watched that movie, The Dirt. I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah. He's like, fucking awesome movie. And he goes, I never would have watched that movie if it wasn't for you, like, to, you know. He's like, actually, how did you fucking... And I'm like, it was one of those things, like it started playing after a movie I just watched. And I just couldn't be fucked changing it. I was like, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then I was just glued. Like,
I've added it to my watch list.
oh, so yeah, that, and I watched one last night. It was a murder, like, doco. But, like, again, if it's 10, 12 episodes, I don't have the attention span. But this was an hour and a half, like, one, like, just a movie
one and
length.
done, yep.
And it was, like, on the main screen, it was called Lover, Stalker, Killer.
Okay.
It's on, like, the main screen, like...
Yep.
And I watched that just last night, and it's all, like, true story. Because I gotta be honest, like, a lot of these murder docos on Netflix, I actually find really boring.
I'm not into them.
No, like, I'm just like, I find the odd one I like, but most of them I'm like, ugh, like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, like, but this one,
Real good.
yes, bro.
I'm gonna give one recommendation. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but
Is it a
to
movie or a
people.
show?
A movie.
Okay, I'm good.
I watched a great movie yesterday.
And it's on Netflix? Or is it something I have to download?
My downloader.
Okay.
It might be 7
Because, by the way, like, I found a replacement for Putlocker, because that's the whole...
It's gone now. Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, my brother found a replacement. I'm like,
cool, let me
lovely. But, yeah, okay, hit me with it.
It's called Silent Night.
Silent Night.
And I read the description, I was like, ugh. But I really like the dude who's in it.
What's it? Oh, like Silent...
So I'm like the Christmas Carol Silent Night.
So it is like a Christmas movie.
No, but it's based at, like Die Hard. It's like Die Hard. It's based at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. Although Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Silent Night trailer. Oh, here we go. Oh, so it only came out last year.
Yep.
And, like, who's...
It's got the guy from Rick Flag from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not playing, I'm just watching
Yeah.
it.
So it's about this dude. It's called Silent Night because it's about this dude who gets shot in the throat by a gang.
Wait, like, there's some... Is it a horror movie?
No, it's an action.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
He gets shot in the throat by a gang who kill his son. No. Let me go back. His son is killed in a drive-by shooting, and his son is like 4. Right? And he's killed in a drive-by by a stray bullet that just happens to hit him.
Okay.
And the dad runs after the car, and the gangsters shoot him in the throat and leave him for dead, but he lives, right? and then he goes through rehab and everything, but he still can't talk. So a year later, to the day, which is Christmas Eve, he decides to go and take revenge.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, and so it's all kind of like the first.
And does he
third
turn
of the movie,
into like? At first, he comes across quite non-assuming, but then he turns into a badass. You know, like John Wick. At first, non-assuming,
No,
turns into like a fucking
difference is like
badass.
John Wick. When John Wick starts and they kill his dog, John Wick is already John Wick. This guy was a nobody. He was an electrician.
Oh, okay.
So he has to learn to do all this shit.
He has to learn to be this like a badass.
Yeah, and fight and everything.
Okay.
This is the best bit of the whole movie. There's literally only maybe 5 whole words spoken in the whole movie.
Oh, so it's not dialogue heavy.
No dialogue.
Just get to the action.
The only real dialogue. Oh, sorry. No, there's one scene with a bit of dialogue, but it's actually the police. All you hear is the police communication.
Okay.
Like gang violence going on here, cop being shot, officer down, sort of thing.
I've already.
You hear that?
It's already downloading. I watch it when I get home.
Yeah, it's
Silent
well
Night.
worth a watch. It was a good flick.
Okay, I have one. You may have already seen it. Like I didn't know it existed until, like it was. These YouTube shorts sometimes. Like I was like, what movie is this?
Yep.
And it was simply Tetris.
Okay.
And
it's about how they made the game.
Yeah, like I was like,
Yeah.
how did I not know? Like I would have surely have known about this movie. Like
Yeah.
So like I'm like, I looked up Tetris trailer, and it was about based on a true story about the real life events of how like that game was made and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, and it does like the movie like I really enjoy like learning like how it like came to, but then it gets kind of like. Even though it's a true story, so it's not like shitty writing of the movie.
Yeah.
It just gets really messy and kind of convoluted. Who owns what, and constant travel back to Russia and stuff. Like, so it kind of you got to hang in there. It's not an easy watch that I was expecting, is what I'm saying. But Tetris, bro.
You want to watch?
Watch that one, like,
All right.
because you'll love it because it's like a video
I love
game.
Tetris.
Yeah, like, and anything that's like something that you enjoy or love, right? Like Tetris. And it's like, oh, like this is really interesting, like how it came about to be what it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I want to watch? Oh, you
that?
might have already seen it. Is that
Bad
movie
boy.
Air, about how they made Air Jordans?
Oh, dude, yeah, I've seen that.
Is that good?
Yep. Yeah. I'm
There's that.
always going to be biased, but
No, it looks awesome.
like Matt Damon does well in it. Like, and that's right off the back of Matt Damon always does that Ford versus Ferrari movie.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, like like so if you like Matt Damon in that movie, you'll like him in Air.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
I like him in everything.
and it's like, of course I'm gonna like it because it's everything that I love, like Jordan shoes. But like again, it's like Magic Johnson and everything all going to Converse. Like, what made them put all their chips in for this unknown?
Yeah.
Because Michael Jordan was an unknown.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And Matt Damon's character was like he plays the one that really pushed for, and like
Didn't he get that deal like in his the year after his rookie year?
yeah, man, like
And he was like, the Bulls didn't even make the playoffs and shit.
and he wasn't, and then his signature shoe came out, but there was a weird rule in the NBA at the time. This was 1980.
He couldn't wear them.
Yeah, because there's too much red. Like but then like the backstory with how like the cool shoe at the time were Converse weapons. And like everyone from Larry Bird to like Magic Johnson, blah blah, and Nike was like Nike was like Fila now, like really tiny, like they were nothing. So it also shows you like
Yeah, because they put all their money behind those Jordans.
but like
They didn't know if it was going to work.
and they were like why the fuck should we like gamble with this whole company's like fortune on this kid? And then his reply as to why.
Yeah.
I won't say anything else, but why? I'll show you why Michael Jordan's the future. Like, and it was real, like, detailed reason. Like, fuck, I haven't seen that since it came out. Like, I want to watch it.
We need to wrap this
again.
up, but one question for you.
Oh, we're still recording.
We're still going. So, one question for you. We've done over an hour. This is meant to be 20 minutes.
Those are some good movie recommendations for us both.
Is
like
Jordan the GOAT?
Is Jordan the GOAT?
Because I've been watching a lot of fucking TikTok.
What, the whole LeBron versus, like, Jordan?
LeBron, Jordan, Magic, what's the guy's name?
Like, there's Wilt Chamberlain, there's,
Larry Bird.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's the name I was trying to
Yada
think of.
yada. But it really
But
boils down to like Jordan and LeBron, right?
That's
like,
what it always comes back to. And
I
I know
hate this.
Shaq has gone on record and been like, it's Jordan.
I hate this argument, like, because it's kind of like, is Hulk Hogan the greatest of all time?
Fuck.
Like, blah, blah, like, the most least skilled, blah, blah, blah. There's been 101 better people than him.
Everyone knows the
Flair.
GOAT of all time is fucking Stone Cold.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, like, Hogan is what, like, was at the very center stage of when WWF, like, became, like, you know, blew up, right? Michael Jordan, like, if we want to look at it from his impact, like, he was like the poster boy for when NBA became like a worldwide thing.
Shit,
right?
yeah.
If we look at like how many rings, blah blah, like what era, like you can't. It's not fair to compare.
But
like, it's not fair
No.
because it's like different times, different era. Like you can't compare. Like, because I know no matter how many rings LeBron gets, like people, you know, aren't gonna like think he's better. Like, remember like the all-time scoring, because he's been going since I was at fucking school. Like, people forget on that. Like, but I don't want to compare. Like, you know, so I just like there is no like that's an unfair question. Like be more specific than who's the GOAT. Like who had
can't because it's Jordan.
Yeah, like, but it's like okay, who had who's like athletically, who's a better basketball player, Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
No, LeBron. Far more. Like he can play positions 1 through to 5. He can fill the whole stat sheet, play defense and offense, and just physically is far bigger and stronger than Michael Jordan. Like
Jordan, but
so if you look at it from that point of view, like
Jordan won Best Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah, but like he's not as
Not
well rounded
once
as
either.
he's not as well rounded
I don't know,
as LeBron. Like LeBron went to Cleveland with just Kyrie, and like the perennial losers of the NBA, and fucking won a fucking ring.
I will always.
Jordan had
I will give you
Pippen, Kukoc, Longley,
I know.
Rodman. Like
that. I know he was.
Ron Harper.
That,
This
that
goes
team
on.
was
Man.
stacked with some of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, like that. You know, so he like Jordan had the help, but at the end of the day, my thing is this: like, who had the biggest impact on the game? Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But if you want to like break down, like that's why I'm like you got to be more specific.
Yeah.
Because like, who would I rather have on my team, like at their prime? I'll take LeBron.
Would you know?
And I'm a Jordan. You know me, like I'm wearing
I know,
Jordans
but
now, and
there's
I
wearing
love.
the shoe, and then there's picking the guy.
And like I grew up in that era, like, but it's like at the end of the day, like, you can't let that like the whole like you know, like if you want to look at it from different angles. So that's right, man. Like, 'cause I've heard this like argument a million times, like, you know, like the whole like who's the
GOAT?
The GOAT. Like, but I love those sort of. But my thing is this is what I hate. This is what I can't stand. I nearly got in a fight once at the Albert where I was in the smokers area, and there was these two guys talking behind me, didn't know who they were, blah blah, and the guy was just like, "Fuck, I hate LeBron James. That overrated piece of shit. Like, fuck, like he's so overrated. Like, and I couldn't help but like, I don't like, hey bro, like, not a fan of LeBron James. He's like, nah, he's shit. I'm like that's cool, but like, why? He just hated him because like, you know, that whole tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
But he couldn't give me a logical answer. Like, don't get me wrong. Like P Diddy, I can't stand his music, but I respect like
What he's
the
done.
shit he's done. Like, you don't have to
you
like
gotta respect
LeBron,
the
but
shit he's done.
respect like.
I'm not saying I don't like LeBron, but
I know that, but like people that just hate for no reason. Like, I think that shit's weird.
okay. Let me
man.
pose another question. If there was no Michael back then,
Who
but
would've
there was a
filled those
Michael, like say Michael debuted this season. No, that's not fair because then you'll say, oh well, he's younger than
So you're
LeBron.
saying there was no Michael Jordan, so who would have been the Michael Jordan then?
No, I'm saying if Michael Jordan and LeBron had started at the exact same time,
Yeah.
who do you think at the moment would have more rings?
Well, that's just hard. There's too many variables, man. Like, it's like what teams they're playing on and blah blah blah. Like, So that's the hard one, because then now it's like gone beyond the realm of logic, and it's really down to opinion.
Yeah.
You know, like, so that's why I'm like if you got to really be specific with these questions. Like, who do you think is athletically a better basketball player? Like, who would you rather have on your team if you can only pick one? Blah blah blah. Like, and it's not by much. You could you know, even though I say LeBron James is like, no, unfortunately you're gonna have Michael Jordan. Like, oh, that's really what a scrub. Like, yeah, Michael Jordan. Like, ugh, like.
All right, let me ask you another question. If Steve Austin, right? If Steve Austin came through NXT, would he end up as big as he was?
No way.
What about Hogan?
No, like, because like they were ahead of their time. Like, you know, like Hogan is he was like the poster boy for when it became like, you know, from syndicated to
national,
you know, cable TV. Stone Cold was like he was the poster boy when it came to the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. You know, like, by the way, speaking of wrestling, have you seen The Rock lately? Like the heel Rock. Oh, how good is it? Like that promo he did.
Only YouTube clips and shit.
Well, that promo he did when on the last SmackDown, he looked like he was having a blast because he's been
the one where he's wearing gold.
Yeah,
I was literally watching that when you were up.
Dude,
today.
like, and that, kids, is how you do a heel promo. Like he rolled with the crowd, like you know, fired back at like the way his body movements, like the way he spoke, like, because he's been like, you know, everyone loves me for years now, right? I reckon he would have got sick of kissing babies and being polite, because man, I know from way back, you know, like Stone Cold was everything, right? And don't get me wrong, I loved Stone Cold, but like I was the only guy in my class at intermediate normal that liked The Rock. You know when The Rock was like, everyone was like, Rock, he sucks, and die Rocky, die. Yeah, like everyone's like, you like The Rock? Like, I knew even at a young age, like, the bad guys look like they have so much fun. Like, I would hate to be a good guy, or like, I would love to be a bad guy. Like,
I still remember the day Rock came out with The Nation, and he got that 30-second promo.
Die, Rocky, die.
The second that promo was over, I was like, this guy is bigger than The Nation. Do you know what I mean? Like, The Nation, like, this guy shouldn't be in The Nation.
Yeah, like...
He's bigger than them already, and he's the new guy. You could see it. You could just see it.
Can you rattle me off your wrestling Mount Rushmore? Boom.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's changed again. I actually had another question for you.
I knew it.
Okay.
I had a feeling it changed.
It was CM Punk, but he's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, see, now, like, after, like, this WWE, like, it sucks he's injured, but, like, I think it shits all over his AEW, like, but I don't know why.
100%.
I had a feeling yours had changed. Mine hasn't. Like, mine's staunchly, you know.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. You caught me off guard.
That's what was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Like,
but let me ask you a question.
I could rattle off my motherfucker.
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
I got two if they debuted now, right?
Okay, hit me with it. Like, what are we talking about?
If, in my opinion, if, oh fuck, his name's gone from my head.
What sport are we talking about?
Wrestling.
Oh, okay, it could be anyone.
Dragon.
Well, like
Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat.
If Ricky Steamboat debuted in AEW tomorrow,
yeah.
Do you think he'll become world champ, and how soon? Because in my opinion,
I don't even think
18 months.
I don't even think.
You don't think so?
No, well, back then in the 80s and 90s, like Ricky Steamboat. Do you remember him ever cutting a promo?
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Like, how often did Ricky Steamboat like get on the mic?
No, he used to be on the mic.
Not often though, right? Like,
even that last little, he did a last little run with Jericho. Remember?
Oh, when he came back, like when like you still got it, like,
and everyone was like, "Holy shit, this guy should be full time."
Right.
But he's like, "No, I'm like 60. And everyone's like, Jesus Christ, you're better than the whole roster.
Yeah, he put all those other legends to like. I just feel
And
like
it was like him and Jim Duggan and fucking
Sid
Nikita
Vicious.
Koloff and shit. And they were all fat. And then fucking
he comes out.
and takes shit off, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, he's still ripped. And then he gets in the ring with Chris Jericho. And this isn't now Chris Jericho, who's still awesome. This was like...
He's still physically...
This was WWE. I'm still fucking... I'm the... I've been a heavyweight champion and shit. And he fucking... And him and Steve-O just went.
He can run the ropes, eh? Like,
yeah.
My thing is, like, if you're going to bring back an old-timey wrestler into today's roster, I kind of feel like you're going to have to be someone who's, like, quite larger than, like, life that stands out. Like, you need...
Yeah, I agree, but
I don't.
There's ways around that.
Yeah, like, you have to really be a good wrestler to let that do the talking.
And he is. I reckon he's one of the greatest of all
But there's
time.
very few, like, guys that can come along and, like, not, like, often, like, talking that you can make it. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
whereas the other way around, like, you could be a pretty horrible wrestler, but you're good on the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Because, like, Miz, not the most athletically gifted wrestler around, but he's a fantastic stickman.
I got a way better example. Kevin Nash.
What about him?
Was never the greatest wrestler in the world.
No.
I don't think even Kevin Nash would be like... 5
moves of doom.
I think even Kevin Nash would put his hands up and be like, I was never the greatest.
5 moves of doom, eh? Like, what was it? The sidewalk slam, the knees in the big boot, the knees into the corner, the power bomb, and some other one.
A few other things, clotheslines and shit. But, like, you give him the mic, he talked people into the building. Especially that NWO run, man.
And, like, him and Scott Hall together were great, eh?
I still believe Scott Hall is one of the greatest of all time and should be considered that way always, because it's like, you look what that dude did. Not only did he revolutionize the business with contracts,
well, look at that first ever ladder match, man.
That wasn't even the first ever.
I thought WrestleMania 10 was the first ever ladder match.
No, they'd been doing ladder matches for years. But that goes to show that match was so big, it's considered the first.
It was one of the first ladder matches on WWF, like,
on
TV,
WWF,
right?
but like not.
That's what I mean. In WWF, it was the first ladder match in WWF, right?
I don't know if it was.
I don't know, like.
But it was the first of its kind. It was the one that revolutionized ladder matches and shit like that, because they also used a different type of ladder. Like, dude, aluminium folding ladders.
Have you, like, how much have you looked into this whole Vince McMahon, like, scandal?
Not a lot.
So you haven't, like, read the messages
No. I've just read what's been in the news.
Holy shit, bro. Like,
that's a real bad.
So, like, I find this funny because I got some inside info from Morgan.
Yeah.
So this is the same chick that made the original allegations.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where did all this new info come from?
Yeah.
So apparently, like, when she signed that NDA, non-disclosure agreement, like, when, like, you know, when she, like, finally wanted out, like, the exit money, like, the fee for Vince was he would have to pay her $3 million, right?
Oh, yeah.
He paid her, apparently, $1 million. And, like, that's it. Like, and I could just see Vince being, like, egotistical cunt that he is. It's just like, nah, fuck you, I'll just pay you $1 million.
Yeah.
But what happened by doing so, that then null and voided the NDA. And she had all the receipts because at first I'm like, oh, another Vince scandal.
Yeah.
Why is this one any different? This one's different because all the texts, emails, and dude, like, it's some perverted out the gate shit. Like, like, wow, dude, like, to the point where, like, I don't know, like, I wasn't surprised, but to see, like, Vince's, like, actual, like, 2-page texts to this woman, like,
Jesus,
horn dog as fuck, and, like, the most, like, not like, like, you know, like, X-rated, like, pillow talk. This was like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right, I'll have a look.
Yeah, bro, like, I'm like, okay, like, Morgan told me a few things, and I saw one thing on YouTube where, like, it's too bad for YouTube, like, click the link, and you'll see just one text that he sent, and I'll bite. I started reading it, I was like, damn! Okay, like, and then how, like, Brock Lesnar and John Laurinaitis, like, how they're implicated. Do you know what I was thinking about? Like, the people in that inner circle, like, say, Bruce Pritchard, Gerald Briscoe, who are genuinely innocent, but they're like going home that night, and the wives are like just looking at them sideways, like, were you amongst us? But this Vince shit, man, like, there's no coming back from this. That's it.
No.
Like, I thought there was no coming back from that Pablo Escobar fucking moustache he had. Like, that moustache, dude, and the heavily dyed hair.
Oh.
And I'm like, what are
That was
you
gross.
doing? Like, first of all, how long have we known about this Vince McMahon guy? Like, I don't know. When have you ever seen him with facial hair? And all of a sudden, like, he turns up to this massive press conference of UFC.
Oh, with his pencil thin and a cane.
Like, our mate, like, their mate Finley sent it to me. And I was like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's how he looks at the... And I'm like, holy shit. Like, did no one, from the time he walked out of the bathroom, right to getting to the venue, did no one, like, turn around and be like...
Hey, you got a little mush on you.
I don't know, like, the Uber driver, the fucking... I don't know, like...
His wife.
The guy, the waiter at the buffet, like, someone be like, hey, Mr. McMahon, oh, shit. No, dude, that does not... Who told you to do... You look horrible. You know, like... Yeah. It's some scandalous shit, man. Like...
It's gross.
There you go, man. Like,
All right, let's wrap this up. Have you got it before you... I reckon before you jump, contact your loved ones.
It's tough, man. Like, I feel like we... If anything, we shouldn't be so forced. Like...
True.
Like, if, like... So... We got to a point 2 years ago where we were like a line of Mike King, like everything was like, holy shit, like you know, being like advertised with I Am Hope, all those celebrities we had, all the connections we made, like, and then last year happened with my health, right? Yeah. And now like a year later, like we're back to here, like it'll be a cool way to look at like this break that we've had to maybe change things up a bit.
Okay, cool.
And like this chat felt so much more organic than the last 6 or 7 we've had for whatever reason. Like, but secondly, things like if there is a before you jump, like come out with it, but not like, so what's out before you jump, because we're starting to just repeat ourselves. Like,
okay, cool. I like it.
Things like if people are watching, because I don't know about you, but many of our loyal fan base have been just fizzing at the tip, waiting for...
Oh, man, have they?
Oh, man. Inundated with fan mail.
Hints.
And not just, like, messages or emails. I've been getting actual fan mail, like you know, 40-cent stamp in the corner, like... You know, you remember What Now, like, back in the day, like, the barrel drawer, when they, like, you know, and there was all
Send
this...
it to us in self-addressed envelope.
Self-addressed envelope!
Yeah.
What does self-addressed envelope mean again? It means...
So they could put it in and send it back.
Oh, yeah, self-addressed envelope. Like, I'll be inundated, like, with... So my thing is, for instance, I've been talking to, like, a friend of mine. She used to be the manager of Bubbles Bar, Kels, like my mate Whitney. Yeah. And, like, about a year ago, there was a guy who got stabbed and killed at a house down Vogel Street.
Oh, yeah.
That was her brother.
Oh, wow.
And, like, out of nowhere, like, last month, they finally came up with an arrest.
Wow.
And, like, I found out by reaching out to her, like, she had the same experiences I had, where at first everyone was so concerned or loving messages to me, like, when I got to the hospital. But, like, fast forward 4 to 6 months later, your phone stops ringing. People, like, you're, like, forgotten. That's what it feels like. And she had that same thing. Like, she goes, like, you know, friends and family that should be here, like, you know, they're nowhere to be seen. Like, and I knew how that felt. So, if anything, it's brought us, like, closer together. Like, so...
She's get her on the show, bro.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she's never been good at... She's one of those staunch chicks that doesn't know how to talk. Yeah. But, like, I'm like, you look what you've been doing with me for the last week. And then I asked her about, how would you feel about coming? Yeah. And she's like, I'm not ready. But
okay, that's fine.
No, but just yesterday... Yeah. I'm like, it's been a month since the arrest. How are you? Like, she's like, I'm in a much better place now. Closure. Yeah. She's like, do you think people actually want to listen to my story? I'm like,
100%.
I'm like, your brother got murdered.
You've told me this much,
and the cops were like inept with, like, they weren't helpful, and then out of nowhere, like, the case got given to other hand detectives. Yeah. And they took it seriously, like, so different guests, like.
I'd love to get. I want to get more people on.
Yeah, changing venues. Like, I loved, one of my favorite eps we did was at the Globe.
Yeah.
like doing more things. Like,
Yeah, well, we've got the portable recorder, so why not?
so I think it's good to be back, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
I actually half of this podcast I forgot that we were recording. I just thought we were hanging out.
Yeah.
I also remember when we first started recording, and you're like, "Oh, I need a piss."
I still need to piss.
How long have you been holding for? How long?
Over an hour.
Oh, we better wrap this up. Like, hey, it's good to be back.
Oh, shit, this is an hour 44. We could do this 2 episodes.
2024. It's good to be here. Before
Yeah.
you jump, we ain't gone nowhere. We just had a little
Yeah.
break, but I'm excited about this year, man.
I reckon we end it like this. Don't jump.
Don't jump. Just live.
Yeah, just live it.
Just live.
Alright, peace, everyone.
And take your pills, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Take your fucking pills.